Oh, the other thing I was going to talk about too on the League Light, the difference of it and the content in the League Light versus the link is the League Light will give you information about what we've done. It's designed to be a community piece because it not only goes out to our membership, but it goes out to community leaders, to our community advisory council. It also goes to other community leaders, and we mail that out on this mailing list that we have. So we like to kind of wave our banner and shout to the treetops of the things that we've done, our done in a days, upcoming events, charity ball, pitter pat, let those folks know. So we also can use that piece as a way to raise their awareness, so when we go out and do asks for sponsorships for these different things or get funding for Isabel's house, that's a good way to keep that information out in the public so they know it's there, and so it makes it much simpler for us to go out and do those asks. And then last but not least is our brand new committee called Digital Media. And it is very important to us because 3 years ago we converted our website to what's called Digital Cheetah. And that is a templated website that we receive, but we can manage the content on it. And it's very robust. It's got a lot of features that we can use. You notice that when you sign in for a meeting, there's a form that's there. Well, that's produced out of Digital Cheetah. And what's great about that is once you sign in, we can actually barcode that and it will upload immediately who's been there present at the meeting, so it keeps, record keeping becomes much simpler than it used to be. So that's why you get all your invitations, that's why you can go online and you can RSVP for meetings and for done in a days and all these different things. So it really has made our life very simple from a member standpoint. There's a lot to the back door of that in terms of managing it. And so that's one of the reasons that we created the Digital Media Committee, is to be able to have a number of people that can go in and help support that. And we don't just end up laying that solely on one league member, because we don't, not everybody is a web designer. Although those are great skills to have, not everybody has that skill set. So this allows us to spread that and do some training opportunities for folks as well. Then in addition to Digital Cheetah and all the things that we can do on it, we also have created our social media out of that committee. And that and Digital Media Committee works with Tanya's group, PR and Marketing, to develop that social media calendar and what we're going to say. So we have a Twitter account. Anybody on the Twitter account? It's @JLS NM. You want to use it. It's a good thing. And then also Facebook. Who has liked us on Facebook? And Facebook for us is not only the league, but we also have Plaid Door and Pitter Pat as a part of that as well. So it's another good tool for us to use to communicate with. But that's kind of the encompassing. We are a small committee, a small council in terms of the number of committees that are in our council, but we do a whole lot, and we're very face forward for the league. So it's a great council to serve on. Yes, I'm touting it. Placements are coming up.
Yeah, so we appreciate you guys being here, and I've heard even from people who have been members for a couple of years, if they haven't been on PR and marketing, they don't really know what we do. And I feel like it's a little bit of, kind of goes through a little bit of a metamorphosis every year in terms of the specific projects that we may tap into. But in general, we are in charge of kind of keeping the branding consistent, as Susan had mentioned, keeping the branding consistent on all of the communications that go out. So anything that any committee creates, whether it's a flyer or a brochure or a press release or anything, we would always get kind of final say. We would edit it, maybe give guidance as to how to better word it, make sure that our logo and the identity and our voice and tone is consistent. So that takes up a lot of our time in terms of just reviewing things, because everyone has so many great ideas with so many different people. It's often, you know, a challenge to make sure that everything that we produce and we send out kind of sounds like it came from one organization. So beyond that, we help committees find out if they want to run advertising, if they want to work with a printer to get things printed. We can help make recommendations where to find that. We also, oh, this is a new one for us this year, which has been a little bit of a challenge. Working with digital media, we've decided that PR and marketing is in charge of actually creating the content. So when we do all the writing for it every month, we have to come up with all the tweets and all the Facebook posts that will go on those sites because we want it to be consistent. And then we send it to digital media, and they will actually schedule it using Hootsuite or whatever they decided to do this year. I can't remember if they're posting it individually or whatnot. So that is, if you wrote a chatty Cathy online, it might be a fun project for you to do. A little bit of that too. So yeah, we do the annual report. We also do logo wear. It's a little baby project of ours on the side. Kind of decide what we're going to sell for the year and hopefully promote it throughout the league. So beyond that, there's every committee, every fundraising committee has a marketing lead. So if you kind of want to be able to dive in a little bit deeper into like learning more about PR and marketing, if you're on like Charity Ball or Pitter Pat or cookbooks, Plaid Door, any of those, each of those committees has a person who's in charge of their marketing. So they would kind of work with the PR and marketing committee and with their chair to determine like a good plan, a strategic plan for the year, which is kind of a great opportunity, even if you don't have a lot of experience with developing those kinds of plans. It's a good opportunity just to learn how to do it, which is fun. So basically, we'll work with them to help. If you guys come up with ideas, you present it to PR and marketing. We'll help you kind of work through that, and then ultimately send it out to the league and to the community. Trying to think if there's anything else I missed.
Wow.
Oh, that's right. We do WOW Awards. We're also in charge of WOW Awards, which was not on our PowerPoint. Good thing we didn't have that. At every general membership meeting, we always encourage people to submit recommendations for people in the league who have done a good job, just with anything. It could be, you did a good job on a project, you went above and beyond helping somebody with something, and then at each general membership meeting, we will basically draw it up out of a hat, and someone this year will, win an award. So it's been a lot of SPA, gift certificates, or, gift cards, that sort of thing. So in general, it's a great committee. I feel like this year we actually have a little bit of money to spend. We're going to do a branding campaign. So this Thursday, my committee is getting together, and we're going to hopefully come up with something really fun to help get the word out to the community about the league, and hopefully recruit new members, get people to donate to the endowment, and get interested in the league. So, you guys have any questions?
I'm on publications, and you guys nailed us pretty well. Done a couple links. It's enjoyable. Good group of ladies. It's not too time-consuming, so it's a good committee to be on, I think.
The fun thing about Communications Council that I always love, because I've served on it in different capacities, you know everything that's going on in the league.
Yeah.
It's fun. And the years that I was off of it, I felt lost. Because you get to see everything come across in front of you, what's happening and where it is. And so.
And one thing I forgot to mention is if you're thinking placement for the future years, don't just think like writing and editing. We're also thinking creative ideas for marketing, getting the word out, with fun ideas to get people to come to our events. And also if you're into graphic design, we really need graphic designers too. So that in terms of I feel like every committee always comes to us saying, can Jill design something for us? And I think Jill can only do so much for the league. I mean, she's wonderful and she donates lots of time.
Yeah.
She's amazing, but if any of you even just are beginning to dabble, we have design to do for the website, we have design to do for social media, we have design to do, for various publications and things like that too. So it's another avenue that we're really hungry for when it comes to talent.
The next thing on our agenda is February's meeting. I kind of want to touch on that because you might start hearing, like Susie mentioned, the slate is coming out in the League Light. Slate is where the nominating committee nominates the next incoming officers. You'll be hearing those words. You'll be talking about it general membership meeting. Next meeting, nominating committee, someone from that committee is going to come and tell you about it and how that process works. We're also going to be doing our placement fair, which means I'll be inviting all the assistant chairs of all the committees to come and talk to you about their committee, what they want to do next year, like meeting times and things like that. Kind of like orientation. Do you remember when they all came at orientation? They're going to be doing that again, so that you guys can be deciding what you want to do for next year, because that comes up really fast. So you'll be making those decisions by March 1st. So they're going to come and give you more information, so you'll have that. And then you also get to meet our Vice President of Membership, Jill Mowers, again. She comes a lot, but you'll get to see her again. So, any questions? I just kind of wanted to tell you what was coming up, because you'll be hearing about placement, about placement. What do they call it? I should know this.
What?
They just call it
Placement.
placement.
Sorry.
That would be it.
It's like, you'll be hearing about that as your committee chairs are talking about it, so I wanted you to be aware that you'll be learning more about it specifically for you guys, okay? Any questions about that? So kind of be looking at all the committees, talk to your friends about which committees they're on, and be thinking about that. Okay. And then I just wanted to make the announcements they talked about. How many of you guys were at the holiday social? Okay, at the at the holiday they announced that the Plaid Door does have a new manager. Her name is Lisa Wickboy. So I know a lot of you guys have been spending a lot of hours over there getting your requirements done. So you'll get to meet her while you're there. So be sure to welcome her. I think she's been there as an assistant manager and stepping up into the manager role. So be sure to congratulate her on her new position. And if you have any questions or concerns about that, please come see me. And then the Plaid Door has lots of volunteer opportunities. Has everybody been receiving their email? Anybody not received their email? Okay. But there are some volunteer opportunities tomorrow night and Thursday night, as well as the actual day of the sale, which is the 21st, which is a week from Saturday. So look those over and volunteer if you still need your hours. If you don't and just want to go volunteer, that's great. Plaid Door will take all the volunteers they can get right now, I think. So, okay. Anything else that everybody needs to know about? Okay. Your placement guides are going to tell you a little bit about some of the announcements coming up, but I did want to point out Elevate. Elevate is a great leadership training opportunity. If you have any interest in moving up in the league as an assistant chair or a chair, or vice president to president in the future, Elevate is a great way to learn about the league and to learn more about yourself as a leader. And it is on January 28th from 8:30 in the morning till noon. It'll be here at the league office, and you can sign up through Digital Cheetah. If you have any questions about it, I think all your guides are pretty well versed on what it is, and they can give you more information. And the other thing is, if you missed the November board retreat, you do have opportunities to make that up. There's a board meeting in January and board meeting in February. And if you need the March one, we can kind of work with that too. But you're supposed to have your requirements kind of wrapping those up by that time. But there's January and February, and it puts in the announcements as well. So please let me know if you attend those so I can make sure to look for that. Okay. Any questions? How much you guys all look so excited tonight? One last thing. I was looking at January, but I think in February we're trying to put a social together that's kind of a bunko night. We'll invite you and some of the members to come and get to know one another, kind of socialize. So watch your emails for that, because I'm trying to put that together for February, okay? And remember that our February meeting is the 3rd Tuesday, not Valentine's Day. Everybody remember that? Okay. All right, well, I'll let you break up in your small groups. If you're in Sarah's small group, you're going to go with Ariana tonight. Sarah's enjoying the sun rays in there.